Now, China's property market slump is likely to last for another 2 years before showing any signs of recovery.
Do you know what has happened in China recently? Today, let's unveil the alarming reality that China's once thriving real estate market is now teetering on the edge. Join us as we delve into the precipitous decline, exploring the hidden risks, unorthodox strategies, and global implications of the unfolding real estate crisis. In a recent interview, prominent investor Kyle Bass sounded the alarm about China's banking system and the potential collapse that could send shockwaves through the global economy. Bass highlighted the looming crisis in China's real estate market, suggesting that investors should closely monitor the trillions of dollars at risk due to potential losses. This warning comes against the backdrop of economic challenges, geopolitical implications, and the complex interplay of factors affecting China's financial landscape. Bass emphasized the historical significance of unbridled growth and speculation in China's real estate market, a driving force behind its economic miracle. However, the downside is becoming apparent, with approximately 100 million vacant apartments or condos in China today. The core issue lies in the architecture of China's banking system, with approximately $50 trillion in banking assets, $2 trillion in banking equity, a market that financed real estate projects now facing defaults in a $13 trillion market. To underscore the severity of the situation, Bass compared the potential real estate losses in China to the U.S. subprime mortgage crisis, with estimates suggesting losses of at least $4 trillion. The implications for the global economy are significant. The focus on the Chinese banking system, which is currently in freefall, raises concerns about the stability of capital markets and the broader financial landscape. Bass delved into the geopolitical consequences of China's economic challenges, suggesting that President Xi Jinping could be compelled to divert attention from domestic issues by engaging in geopolitical moves. While acknowledging the desire for stability expressed by Taiwan's president, Bass pointed out that a move on Taiwan could serve as a distraction and a way for Xi Jinping to reshape the national narrative. The interview explored the potential impact on multinational companies doing business with China. As China grapples with internal economic challenges, the earnings of multinational corporations become intertwined with the country's economic stability. Bass hinted at companies gradually moving their supply chains out of China, with many CEOs working discreetly behind the scenes to mitigate risks associated with the impending financial crisis. Kyle Bass's warning shed light on the intricate web of challenges facing China's economy and the potential ramifications for global markets. The intersection of economic, geopolitical, and political factors creates a complex landscape that demands careful observation. As the world watches China's financial developments, the implications for multinational businesses, global trade, and the broader geopolitical stage remain uncertain. The unfolding events in China will undoubtedly shape the narrative of global economic stability in the coming months. Once a symbol of China's real estate prowess, Evergrande's staggering collapse has sent shockwaves through the global economy. The story of Hui Kaiyan, the founder of China Evergrande Group, and his company's meteoric rise and precipitous fall serve as a cautionary tale of the risks embedded in China's booming property market. As debt-laden strategies and unorthodox financial maneuvers come to light, Evergrande's demise signaled a broader crisis in China's real estate sector, impacting global markets and prompting concerns about economic stability. Hui Kaiyan's ascent from a rural village to becoming China's richest man was fueled by a simple formula: borrow to buy land, pre-sell homes before construction, and use the proceeds to fund the next project. This strategy proved immensely profitable during the two-decade boom in Chinese home prices, transforming Evergrande into a real estate empire. By 2017, Evergrande overtook its rivals, becoming China's #1 developer by sales. As Evergrande's debt burden increased, the company resorted to unconventional methods to generate funds. One startling revelation was the encouragement of employees to buy financial products from the company's wealth management unit. Some staff were reportedly asked to allocate up to half of their salaries to these products. This practice, among others, showcased the company's desperate attempts to finance its projects and manage its overwhelming debt load. Hui Kaiyan's management style involved meticulous oversight at every level of Evergrande's operations. He personally approved land acquisitions, crafted advertising slogans, and even dictated details like fonts and font sizes. The corporate culture, according to former employees, was hierarchical and centralized, with little room for dissent. Hui's leadership was characterized by charisma with creditors, demanding expectations from staff, and a penchant for a lavish lifestyle. Amid its aggressive expansion, Evergrande's debt soared, attracting government scrutiny as China implemented regulations to curb highly leveraged developers. By 2021, the decline in Chinese property sales and a government crackdown had led to a series of defaults by developers. Evergrande, unable to secure traditional financing, turned to shadow banks and pricier funding sources, exacerbating its financial challenges. Controversial practices compounded Evergrande's financial struggles. The company reportedly diverted loans secured by its publicly listed property services unit to meet operational needs. It also used special purpose vehicles to purchase and resell bonds at higher yields, impacting its profitability. With President Xi Jinping and policymakers facing a significant challenge, China's economic growth was already strained. The property sector, once a driver for growth, became a potential anchor, dragging down the world's second-largest economy. Evergrande's recent financial results, reporting losses of 33 billion yuan for the first half of the year, signal ongoing challenges. The proposed restructuring plan for its offshore debt and seeking U.S. court approval underscores the complexity of Evergrande's financial woes. With over 2,200 lawsuits totaling approximately 535 billion yuan, the company's fate remains uncertain. Evergrande's downfall serves as a stark warning about the risks inherent in China's property market and the broader implications for the global economy. The unraveling of Hui Kaiyan's real estate empire highlights the pitfalls of debt-fueled expansion and unorthodox financial maneuvers. As China grapples with economic challenges and the fallout from Evergrande's collapse, the world watches closely, recognizing the interconnectedness of global markets and the potential reverberations of a property crisis in the world's second-largest economy. Let us look at the rise and fall of Evergrande in detail. Just a few years ago, Evergrande Group stood tall as the epitome of China's economic prowess. With over 1,300 projects across 280 cities, it was hailed as the nation's largest constructor. The success extended beyond real estate to the soccer field, where Guangzhou Evergrande clinched numerous Chinese Super League titles and Asian Champions League victories. However, Evergrande's decline began in 2020, marked by a housing slump, regulatory crackdowns, and a staggering 99% drop in its shares, wiping out nearly $47 billion in market value. Soccer played a pivotal role in Evergrande's narrative. President Xi Jinping's 2015 reform plan aimed at developing grassroots soccer aligned with Evergrande's ambitions. The soccer club's triumphs, coupled with ambitious projects like the $1.8 billion stadium, projected an image of Chinese dominance. Yet, in August, Evergrande filed for bankruptcy protection in the U.S., and Chairman Xu Jiayin's arrest underscored the precipitous collapse of the real estate giant. Evergrande's fall resonates far beyond soccer fields and construction sites, as real estate constitutes 30% of China's GDP and 80% of household wealth. The crisis is permeating the broader economy, with more than $390 billion owed to suppliers by property developers collectively. The repercussions extend to an estimated 1.5 million customers left with unfinished homes. The roots of China's real estate crisis are deeply embedded. Cultural perceptions favor property as a store of value, exacerbated by overcapacity in state-owned industries and government stimuli. China's soccer ambitions, closely tied to the real estate bubble, face a grim reality. Evergrande's soccer school, once envisioned as a catalyst for cultivating talent, is marred by a match-fixing scandal. With the collapse of the real estate market, China's soccer dreams face significant setbacks. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to stay updated.